And President Trump, along with other members of the White House COVID-19 task force, did have a focus on Detroit continuing to be one of the third hardest hit areas in the entire country by this virus, only behind New York and New Jersey. And take a look behind me. There's nothing more evident than that right now. Here is the statue downtown Detroit, the spirit of Detroit this morning. As you can tell, someone has taken it upon themselves to fashion the statue with a makeshift mask, only speaking to how big of an impact this outbreak has on the city. Last night, the president said some 300 ventilators are headed our way. New data unveiled last night during a White House press briefing on COVID-19, and Metro Detroit once again in the national spotlight as an outbreak hotspot.
It helps us identify the hospitals and understand what hospitals will need ventilators or PPE. So this is the Detroit area. It's Oakland and Detroit. We also track mortality. It gives us insight into how many clients are in the ICU and need care.
Last week, Henry Ford announced a new clinical trial for the drug hydrochloroquine to see if it's a viable treatment for COVID-19. During the briefing, Vice President Pence detailed a conversation with Governor Whitmer on that study.
They'll be tracking in a formal study the results of that. But at the president's urging, I assured her that we're more than prepared to make hydrochloroquine broadly available to pharmacies and doctors' offices across the Detroit area as they deem appropriate.
The vice president also spoke with Mayor Duggan about the 15-minute rapid response test for COVID-19, which 150 local first responders used over the weekend. All are expected back to work today. With Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne counties seeing the greatest number of cases in Michigan, limited supply of ventilators and personal protective gear for health workers continues to be an obstacle in the fight against the spread. Last night, the task force announcing in addition to 300 ventilators headed to Michigan, more supplies are on the way. The Secretary of Veteran Affairs also speaking on his agency's plan to help Michigan.
We will be providing the people of Michigan access to hospital beds in both Ann Arbor and in Detroit. We've also provided a pharmaceutical trailer to be used by the governor of Michigan at Cobo Hall to support the citizens of Michigan who will be coming into that facility for medical care.
Cobo Hall, of course, now the TCF Center, so that pharmaceutical trailer expected to be just down the street here at the facility, which will be transformed into a field hospital. It's expected to be able to welcome up to 1,000 patients by this Thursday. Again, still questions, though, loom as to who's going to staff that field hospital, and also will it have all of the vital equipment that it needs. Meanwhile, this morning, all eyes on Governor Whitmer. Will she extend Michigan's stay-at-home order, which is set to expire next Monday at midnight? We, of course, will hope to hear more later on this morning during that 10:15 press briefing, which, again, Keenan, as you mentioned, we will be carrying live. Reporting live this morning from downtown Detroit, Jen Shantz, 7 Action News.
All right.